their scenarios. Say that you are a doctor and you want to appeal to people from the hood, boys to the hood, saying that you can do what I do. Well, that vernacular that's in the doctors, they won't hear it. They may see you look like me, but can I relate to you? And so understanding that is so important, and that'll help you get to the next level. So what I want to talk about is the pastor copywriting framework, and that is what basically chapter 1 is. So chapter 1, I think, was, if you don't read anything else, chapter 1 is going to be able to help you with just changing your copy altogether. And this document, you can get that from my site as well, averageblackgirl.org. I just uploaded the 2 freebies. You can download it as many times as you want. So you want to identify who is the person you're trying to reach. So the person that has the jewelry, what kind of person are you trying to reach? What does she look like? Can you describe her? How old is she? Who's the one that had the jewelry store?
Oh.
I say, so can you describe the person that you're trying to reach? In one sentence. What does she look like? How old is she? Where does she go to school? What does she wear? Not yet? So that's like what you want to do. So when I describe who my person is with Average Black Girl, my person is someone that is a self-starter. She's motivated. She got good grades and she's either in school or she's working. But does she need me to give her 3 tasks and then come right back? Or can we sit down and have a strategy session for the month? Will she be able to do what I say that she's doing? And then when she comes back, she's going to see that, oh, we have realistic goals that are being met. Or is she going to be mad that she didn't hit any of her targets even though she hasn't looked at anything since our last meeting? How do I separate that? Well, I ask questions. What is your work ethic? How long have you held a job? What is your ultimate goal? And if people don't know what they want to do, then you're not ready to work with me in that level. There's downloadables that I can give you, there's books that I can suggest, but not everybody is going to be your customer, and that's okay. But the more that you're able to describe who that person is, the less headache, the less time, and the more money you'll make because you're talking to exactly who you want to talk to. I'll give you another example. Say you're going to do shoe company. And your target is going to be women that have a size, let's say, 7 and above, right? So are you going to pick Beyonce, who has a size 6? No. You're going to pick Serena Williams because she's bigger, she's still fashionable, she's athletic, she still has the legs, she's still popular, but I'm talking to Serena Williams and the people that look like her. So if Beyonce wants to come over to my store, that's great, but I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my target, and she's going to say, this is for me and buy from me. Because Beyonce is going to talk to who's made something only for her too. She may bite my stuff, but she's going to go back to blonde hair, this is what I wear, very feminine. And Serena Williams is going to look for something that's feminine, but also that's athletic. So I'm going to talk to this person and make sure that I'm going to get money every week versus someone that just wants to try me, but then she's going to go back to what her style is. And so understanding the problems that you're solving and understanding the pain that the problem causes is more important. So the problem could be, I don't have shoes that fit. But the pain is, everybody gets one but me. Like Fenty Beauty. The darker skinned girls were like, it's not fair. Everyone has a foundation but me. That problem is there's no foundation, but the pain is that there's something wrong with my skin, there's something wrong with me, where I'm not even valued enough to have the shelf stock my color. So Rihanna saw that, and now she has free advertising at the Wu Wang. And it has nothing to do with her being a celebrity because she's already geared to, I think, beat Kylie's lip kit. And Kylie has been in the game for 3 years, and Rihanna has been in for, what, a month? So amplify and aspiration. So you want to amplify the consequences of not solving the problem. So say that you have a goal of making $15,000 a month, but you're only making $5,000 a month. And I can solve your problem. So the cost of you not going with me is $10,000. that's so much easier to talk to and to relate than to say, well, my services are $4.99 and I need you to pay that, or whatever your services are. You're saying that, yes, I have a cost, but the cost of you not doing business with me is greater, and I want to tug on your heartstrings. I want you to feel that, okay, I'm not going to make my end of the year goals from my vision board in January, and this is the only person I know that can fix it. And I'm standing in my own way because I don't want to move forward. When you can talk to people on that level, then you'll know. But you'll only know that by first understanding who your client is and making sure that you are nearing the scope. So next is the story, the solution, and the system. So you want to tell your story and keep it truthful. A lot of people have this where they want to have this, I can give you 1K in one day type thing. We all want to make $1,000 in one day. Who doesn't? But if you've never done that to yourself, why would I trust you? And if you don't do it to yourself, how do I know that you're telling me the truth? Like my issue when I first started, one of the things that I did was I have these great brands, I have all this background, all this history, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go to the next customer, I'm saying, I work with these major brands, they gonna hire me. And they were like, first of all, you're too young, I don't believe you. And then they were like, well, did you do it for yourself? So I'm like, let me take a step back and let me look at who my industry competitors are and make sure that I am at least where they're at. So if they have 1,000 likes on Facebook, I need to hurry up and figure out how to get 1,000 likes on my Facebook fan page so that I'm with everybody else and not looking like, you know, one of our rapper friends I went to high school with that's only have 500 likes and they've been doing it for 8 years. Let me get past what is easy and attainable and then get to the strategy part so that other people will look at me and say, okay, if she can do it to herself, let me go ahead and do it to you. And I think that is one of the major things that we stop when we are goal planning and thinking about going into our own business. You may have these experiences with other brands, but working for a 100-year-old brand is different than building a brand from scratch. And whatever you're promising that you can do to other people, you need to make sure that you can do that to yourself. And if you're not doing that to yourself, you need to make sure that whatever people that you worked with, so if you have testimonials or if you have experience or if you have data, make sure that you're keeping that so that you can show that when you're going through the contract negotiation part or sending out proposals, because people want to see results and they want to make sure that you're not lying, because anybody can lie. And now at this point, because we're getting to a whole nother step within website development, you can actually create your own reviews now. So that doesn't even really mean anything. Now people are looking to see if people gave you a review on Facebook fan page so they can see it's a real person. Or on LinkedIn, are people giving you recommendations so they can say this is a real person and not you spending 8 hours giving yourself 800 reviews and your site has only been up for 3 months. That doesn't even make sense. And then, so the solutions that we gave was, solution A is what not to do. One day, Bob figured out the answer. Solution B is meet Bob, a frustrated business owner who was on the edge of bankruptcy, whose family had lost faith in him, and who, out of depression, tried one last idea that saved his business. That's one sentence that can give you a little story about what you're doing. That's more engaging, that's eye-catching. That's telling you a little bit about Bob and how he did it for himself so he can do it for you too. Next is going to be transformation and testimony. So I touched a little bit about that, but what you want to do is people are going to look at and ask you 3 things. Has this person done what they are selling to themselves? Has this person been going to be able to teach other people? And will this person be able to teach me and have me get those same results? So I think that that is what the main thing is. And be honest with yourself. So for some people, they ask me, can you get the same results as me? And I'll be honest, if you're doing the same work, yes, I can. Or sometimes I'll be like, no, because you don't have a following. And not only do you have a following, period, on your fan page, you don't have a following on your personal page. So no one knows you. We can't rely on you building your own network. We're relying on my network, and now we have to figure out more copy. So it's so different than if you're working with, say someone used to be like an IG model. That's so much easier because they already have a fan page before they even started their business. It's 100% easier. So being honest with who your target audience is and who your customer is, then you'll be able to identify and say these are the same results. Because now you're getting to the point where you're doing contracts and people are going to be looking at results based. If I don't get these results, do I get my money back? Or do I get an extra hour? Or how does this work? So you really need to understand what it is that you're doing, especially when you get into the consulting part. And then your offer. Your offer should be 80% of your copy should be transformation, and only 20% should be the deliverables. So you only want to be talking about what exactly is going to be in your course. In this course, you will get X, Y, and Z. But you want to talk about from this, you will become this to this. You will now be a life coach. You will now be confident. You can now be able to stand up for yourself. Or if you'll now be able to strategize on your own. You'll now be able to figure out how to find new clients or find new people to work for you. What is your transformation that you're going to be able to sell? If you're working, you'll say that I'll be able to give this to your company. I'll be able to organize your company. I'll be able to reorg your chart. What exactly are you going to be able to do? And then these are the deliverables that you're going to be able to come through. Because people want to be able to trust you and feel happy about what they're doing. They don't want that buyer's remorse. So the more information and testimonials and saying what you're going to do and how they're going to feel afterwards, the better you're at. And then lastly is the response. So the response is when you are simply asking the customer to buy. Your example is you're at the point of decision. You can either continue the path of least resistance, the path you have already been traveling, or you can choose the road less traveled. The path of least resistance will probably result in you getting the same outcome you've always received. But if you want something different to happen, if you want to change your direction of your health, or if you're going to have something different, make a new choice, pursue a new outcome, click the button below, fill out the form, and we'll immediately ship your entire package out to you. It will contain everything you need to get started. That makes you feel good. This is the either or. If you do this, then you'll get that. Or if you don't, then you won't. And so that is pretty much the end of this. If we have time, we can go through the 15 building blocks of the sales letter. But that's pretty much it. If anybody has any specifics, like if you have your own business and you want to go over something, or if you're about to, do that next interview, we can definitely, help each other as a class if anybody has a specific example of something that they're working on. Yes?
All right. I work in production, and I started a production company.
Okay.
So this model is a lot different. So like the 80-20 wouldn't really work because I'm not actually. So what I'm delivering is going to be the final product, and then I'll have a copy to actually give a client. They have to go to either the website or to a video page to see which video fits the needs that they're looking for. So usually the first conversation that we will have would be something. Well, first you have to find the client that actually needs the help, that or convince them that they actually need a video to boost their business or whatever. So I guess my question would be, what would be your way of writing copy to engage a client that doesn't really have a voice for their company?
So first of all, where are you finding your clients in the social media realm?
I'm usually right now I'm getting more referrals.
Okay. So referrals are great.
It's kind of a side business. So usually I'll get a call and it's more like, hey, are you free to do this for this company?
Okay.
And then I'll figure out what they're trying to do. So for instance, I have a client right now that's a fitness gym. They train hockey players in the off season. They want to start a summer program for the kids, but they didn't want to talk on camera. So now I have to write them copy to talk on camera. So I wrote these talking points we shoot this Tuesday, but they have really high hopes and very small money. So I've been very realistic with them of what their dollar can actually do.
Okay.
So right now we've kind of been in the holding phase and we've been doing this kind of dance for 3 months. And my thing is with video, you get more than 4 weeks and it's kind of
it's over.
It's over. So.
Okay. So then for you, I would actually have something for each of your clients, right? So for the ones that don't have a lot of money, but you want to work with them, I would probably make something for that package. Maybe it's just little intro commercials that are maybe 3 minutes or less that you can really knock out. That way you're not having to do all these different copies that you're creating. And then if that's going to be another part of you where you're creating the copy, then add that as your business. So I think that right now you're going from the side business hustle to now it's going to be a real business. And what you'll want to do is you want to have stuff that people can see. That way they can already look. Like, it's hard for people to understand when you're describing what a video is going to be. It's so many audibles. What you think is fast-paced, I may completely think is something different. But if we can look at something, then that is something I can say, oh, I want something exactly like that, or I like your style. So I think that you would, one, need to expand your portfolio a little bit more, and then I would start putting that. And then there's Black Artists Connected. There's so many different Facebook groups we can get to together of people just starting to build their business. There's Build Brand Launch with Arsha Brand that's always looking for businesses that are just starting that, you know, don't know really what they want to do, and you can kind of guide them. Right. But I think if you're just letting them know, with this money, I will, and then you say, I will do this. You can use that same, you can call it a Facebook intro video. You can call it a YouTube intro video. You can say that it's going to be for your website intro video. You can use it for a lot of different things, but you're changing your copy. It's no longer now a 5-minute video that's real short. Right. It's now something they can use to keep selling.
Yeah, and the problem with like using it for on my website stuff that I've done, like I've worked at Harpo Studios and I work for Onion now, so a lot of stuff is branded material and I don't own the rights to it, so I cannot put that on my person's mind.
So you gotta start doing your own.
Right. So this is why it's kind of quiet right now.
But even if it's not, like, you can still in your letter, right? You can say these are the links of things that I've done. Yeah. So even though it's not yours, you can do it that way. So I would kind of spend, and I'll actually send you, if you email me, I'll send you my proposal that I use. Okay. And so I have like kind of a brief of like, this is my previous experience. Now this is what I do with Average Black Girl. These are the key personnel that have been working on the project. And then I say these are the companies that I've already worked with. So instead of you saying the companies like I do, I would say these are the links, and then have them so people can see what you've done, what you're capable of. Right. And just because you can't use it doesn't mean that you can't, like, you work with great brands, that will speak for itself. But you have to.
That's usually what I advertise. I advertise the brands that I work with instead of
But now, let's say I have like maybe a $300 like budget. I want to know what I'm going to get from that $300 budget. I need to see what that means. Yeah. And do I feel comfortable with that? Okay. Anybody else? No? Okay.
Question. Yes. If someone were to start a consulting business,
yes,
how do they sell their services? Services are something you can't see, right? So how do you convince someone to trust you and give you the work? However, there's no product.
Reviews.
Okay.
So, and reviews can be a lot of different things. So reviews can be people actually writing reviews, but say that somebody, like say that you do a consulting service, maybe it's free, maybe it's not, but you just got the service. And they're like, oh my gosh, I love it, and they're taking a screenshot. Screenshot that, crop their name out if you don't want them to be, put it on Instagram, there you go. That's a real life, you know, unwarranted recommendation of somebody. And then from there, you can go ahead and ask. So if you're just starting out, what I say is free work should never be free. So if you're giving something for free, then they should be writing you a review on LinkedIn. They should be writing a review on Facebook. Even if it's free, you can still get something from it. You do 10 free stuff, that you get 10 5-star reviews on Facebook, you're good to go. Because most consulting firms that are just starting out don't have that. They're not thinking that way. And so you're like, oh, well, just look at this person.
Especially in a case that is confidential, like the clients want everything to be confidential. So it's like, how do you share when
that one little? So you just ask them, hey, can I put this? But if you're taking their name off of it, what is it? You know, doesn't mean anything. Or if it's really that confidential, then you may want to do like a one-off where it's not. So you don't have to change industries. You just may need to get someone outside of your industry so that you can prove that it's real. So maybe you want to go volunteer at the DuSable Museum and say, I want to give free consulting. Or the Girl Scouts of America and say, I want to give free consulting. Most people won't say no to free. And then afterwards say, can I do this? So you can really pick as big or as low as you want. when it's free, it doesn't matter. For me personally, I was in Orlando when I did my first free consulting, and it was with, because I couldn't really use Coca-Cola because I was working there full time. So it was with Coach Tom Shaw. He was like an NFL off-season trainer.